Hey, it's CVV, Chris Van Vliet, and you have to check out the fastest rising podcast in all of professional wrestling. I'm talking about the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. If you're looking for pay-per-view predictions, if you're looking for pay-per-view reviews, if you're looking for interviews, check out the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Crash and Burn!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Tonight, we'll be talking about Armageddon 2008. This event took place on December 14, 2008, at the HSBC Arena in Buffalo, New York. So let's bring in Wyatt.
Yeah, I know nobody's here. It's the first episode that me and Jason are doing, just me and him. This episode may not be too long or whatever, but we're gonna get this done. It's almost 1 a.m, so we're reviewing the Armageddon 2008, which one is the biggest wins of my third favorite wrestler of all time. I'm wearing a shirt, Jeff Hardy, and let's get this out of the way. And it was a pretty decent show, let's get this on. And we are taking a time machine way back to 2008 to Armageddon. And yeah, you can watch this only on the WWE Network, which you can subscribe for a free month trial for $9.99 a month.
All right,
and did that launch to Peacock yet?
No, it hasn't been launched yet. It's gonna move on March 18th.
Okay, March 18th. Okay.
So before Fastlane. Anyways, so yeah, we're short on staff tonight because it's late at night that we're doing this, but yeah. That doesn't stop us from doing this podcast. Fastest rising podcast in professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had some family over, but we'll get this out of the way.
Yeah, it's all good. Anyways, first match on the card.
I got to watch the show, so.
Alright, cool. Me too. Anyways, Vladimir Kozlov defeated Matt Hardy in a singles match. So Wyatt.
I actually thought it was actually a good way to. It was a good match, very, very, very solid. The match, how it ended, was like Matt Hardy, had his chin banged onto the pole at the top rope, and then Vladimir Kozlov demolished Matt Hardy at the end of the match. Matt Hardy was the current ECW champion at the time, and Matt Hardy's awesome as always. And Vladimir Kozlov, that man had so much coming for him. Like, you had him rivaling with Triple H for the WWE Championship. And you had, Vladimir Kozlov was, one of the next big things on SmackDown. Rusev is like a cop. Rusev, when he was, in resigned in Russia and stuff, Rusev was the copy-paste of this guy. Vladimir Kozlov had so much coming for him until they drafted him to ECW and partnered him with Santino turn face. Ever since then, they fucked him up. Vladimir Kozlov could have been a U.S. champion or an Intercontinental champion, but no, they fucked it up. But it was still Vladimir Kozlov had the undefeated streak at the time, so pretty good victory over Matt Hardy. But I love Matt Hardy, but it was a good win for Kozlov.
Yeah, it was a good one.
What did you think of the match, Jason?
I actually liked that match. It was a good way to kick off the show. Vladimir. That was actually my first time watching him, and it's a good first impression.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I'm gonna tell you, Jason, ever since they partnered him with Santino, they fucked him up. But I love Santino. No offense.
Yeah. Understandable. Anyways, this next match was actually my favorite match of the night. CM Punk defeated Rey Mysterio. And this was a singles match to determine the number one contender for the IC title at that time.
Go ahead, Wyatt. Thoughts on the match?
Oh, you want me to go? Okay. So like I said, this match was actually my favorite one of the night. Because there was back and forth action. Both superstars killed it in the ring, and CM Punk, it's always great to see him.
Oh yeah, I thought the match was
he was in his straight edge gimmick this time, wasn't he? In his straight edge gimmick.
Yeah, but he had this Fire Burns as his theme song.
That was awesome.
My opinion on the match, I thought the match was really good. I think both men really showed an impact. Like, you had blood coming out of their mouths. Like, both men had blood out of their mouth. You had current Intercontinental Champion William Regal with Layla, who recently just won King of the Ring. And, they did have a tournament in that. And I thought the match was actually really, really pretty fun match. Like, Punk and Mysterio have had some pretty good matches. When I watched wrestling growing up, like, they've even had a rivalry. Like, they've had a good match at WrestleMania 26 and Extreme Rules 2010 and Over the Limit, where they had a stipulation to it. But that was one of the best Punk and Mysterio matches, definitely. I think Punk deserved to pick up the win and then Punk captured the title off of Regal afterwards. But it was one of the best matches that night. Like, I love both guys. And Regal.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, this next match, Finlay defeated Mark Henry in a Belfast brawl.
Oh, yeah. That was the match that Finlay and JBL had at WrestleMania 24.
Oh, yeah.
Which JBL was there that night as well.
All right, so what are your thoughts on the match?
My thoughts of the match, I thought the match was really good. You know, you had a lot of garbage cans in the ring, and you had little brawl outside the ring. You had a lot of pretty fun match to watch. You had Finlay have the little shillelagh, the Irish wooden stick, and you had Mark Henry managed by Tony Atlas. And I believe that was a number one contender for the ECW title because it was an ECW match.
Oh, yeah.
You did have Little Bastard get involved, but Finlay did not want him to get involved because Mark Henry was going to squash the living shit out of him. I do love Mark Henry. I like Finlay. Finlay and Mark Henry are two great potential athletes. And I think Finlay definitely picked up that win because it was what was it? A Belfast brawl. Finlay's from Belfast, Ireland. And I actually enjoyed the match. What were your thoughts on the match, Jason?
This was a pretty solid match. I enjoyed this stipulation in it. I thought it was pretty good that they made this match with that stipulation because, like, again, both superstars killed it there, and they were in their prime that time. Yeah, so anyways.
What's the next match?
The next match is Batista defeated Randy Orton, and Randy was accompanied by Cody, who's currently in AEW, and Manu, and this was a normal singles match.
Manu.
Oh, Manu.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyways, I thought this was a pretty good match. Like this show was not upsetting at all.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened to be one of the longest matches of the night, aside from one we'll get to it in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, it was worth watching. Wyatt.
Oh, yeah. Even though Randy might have lost, I thought the match was actually really good. Randy and Batista have had some good matches, like in 2004 and 2005, and many more years, 2009, 2010. Both men have always had some good matches against each other. This was definitely one of the best ones. I like how the match ended. Like, Batista, Randy Orton was Randy Orton was trying to perform like an Alabama slam. Like, Batista was holding on to the ropes, and then Batista reversed it and put that Batista bomb in him. I thought that was a very good reversible move. And you did have Cody and Manu try to attack Batista, but then the referee ejected him out of ringside. I thought the match was actually pretty decent. Both members came from one of the most dominant factions of Evolution. And, definitely a good story behind it. But Batista, death, Randy Orton's my favorite wrestler of all time. But I love how Randy always performs the backbreaker on his opponents. But that was a good backbreaker he put on Batista. But definitely, actually a pretty good match. Actually, it was worth watching. There's always the crowd always gets wild when Batista makes a win.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyways, this next match is Kelly, Maria, Michelle McCool, and Mickie James defeating Jillian Hall, Maurice, Natalia, and Victoria. And the stipulation was an 8 Diva Santa's Little Helper tag team match. That was an interesting match. It may be short, but it was worth watching to me. Wyatt.
The match was only like 4 minutes, but all the women looked beautiful in the ring as always. Santa's
Of
little
course.
helper matches they always have every year.
Of course.
It was alright. It was alright. Pretty good. Yeah, Mickey James in there. That's a good thing. And Kelly, many more great women wrestlers. But yeah, the match was alright.
Yeah. This next match was also on my top matches on this card. I mean, this event. John Cena defeated late champion Chris Jericho in a singles match for the World Heavyweight title. Why? How about you start this off?
I thought that was a pretty good match. Definitely, Cena and Jericho have had some pretty good matches over the years, like at SummerSlam 2005, and Survivor Series 2008, and Monday Night Raw, and plenty of other matches that Cena and Jericho put on in the ring. I think definitely, I'm actually happy that Cena won that match. I think Cena was the right guy to take the W. I love Chris Jericho and as well, and John Cena, of course. But they're both of them are in my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. But Chris Jericho's always got a good finisher, the code breaker, and John Cena's always got to put him in the AA. And I thought both. I've seen this match plenty of times because I have it on DVD as John Cena's best matches. I got that DVD when I was like 10. So that was one of the matches that was in the DVD. So I've watched that match like plenty of times. So
nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it was actually a pretty good fight.
I actually agree with everything you said there. This was a pretty good fight. Two of the best in the business so far, even though they may be in different companies now, but so far in their respective companies, they're one of the top stars in there.
Mm-hmm. Two of the greatest of all time.
Yep. Anyways,
what's the main event of the evening? This is the main event of the evening.
Go for it, Wyatt.
You want to do it, Jason? This is your main event of the evening. And it is a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. Interesting first. The challengers. First, from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing at 225 pounds, the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy. Introducing next, from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing at 255 pounds, is the game, the cerebral assassin, the king of kings, Triple H, when he was cool. Introducing the champion, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing at 243 pounds, he is the WWE champion, the rated R superstar, Edge. All right, Jason, what was your thoughts on the match?
All right, first off, that was really cool. I like that.
And Jeff Hardy won that fight.
Yeah. So this was a triple threat match for the WWE title. Jeff Hardy defeated Edge and Triple H. So yeah, my opinion, this was a great way to close the show. Wow, three of the best superstars in the business right now. Jeff Hardy, he's always been great. Especially with his high flying moves, because that's always mind blowing. Edge and Triple H, two of the other best. I know Triple H is on a full-time wrestling now, and Edge, he's the Royal Rumble winner right now. So, but otherwise, this match, great way to close off the show. Back and forth action. I liked it.
Definitely this match is definitely one of the most emotional things I've ever seen. Jeff Hardy is my third favorite wrestler of all time. And this match has really inspired me a lot after, like, me and Jeff and I have both had struggles in life and stuff. And, Jeff has had those DUIs and, Jeff's had a lot of issues, and he's lost his mom at a young age. Him and Matt had to grow up easily. They've had a hard life growing up, but Jeff's had a lot of drug problems and such. But Jeff has worked his way to the top. Jeff had his squash matches in WWF in the New Generation era, like in the early 90s and such.
Even now, though.
And, Jeff Hardy's been one of my inspirations ever since I got into wrestling. Like, Jeff Hardy is one of the reasons why I want to be a professional wrestler in the future.
And that's right, you're training right now.
Yeah. Next month. And Jeff Hardy's been a guy I've looked up to after things I've been through for the past few years. And, watching him claim that is like a guy that he's a true inspiration to me. And,
he deserved it.
Yeah, he really deserved it that night. He may have not held the title for long until he dropped it to Edge the following month in 2009 at the Royal Rumble. But this was something that Jeff deserved in his career. Like, him doing all these technical moves, knowing how high moves he's jumping. Yeah. But again, I'm very lucky to call this man an inspiration to me. Knowing how much I've met him twice.
Oh, nice.
All I'm gonna say is Jeff Hardy is definitely Jeff Hardy. All I'm gonna say is this match proves that Jeff Hardy is a true inspiration to me.
He shows
he's
one
of the reasons he inspired me.
He showed what he really got here.
What?
He showed what he really got here.
He's the reason I'm here today.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
One of the reasons I'm here today. And I love Edge too. Edge is one of the reasons, though. Edge is my second favorite wrestler of all time, but Jeff Hardy, praising Jeff Hardy right now so much is the right time to do so. So, definitely one of my favorite triple threat matches of all time. But Jason, did you give your opinion on the match?
I already did.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, so that wraps up for this event. Now let's get to the rankings. So how would you rate it?
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give this a 10 out of 10, actually. I enjoyed every single match on this show. Anyways, outro time. What's up? We're about to say something?
No. You do the outro.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Crash Burn Wrestling Podcast where we're talking about Armageddon 2008. This was a great show. Like, I actually enjoyed every single minute of the show. Like, no disappointments. So, yeah, I know we were short on staff, but it's okay. It's late at night, so it's understandable. Well, so, yeah, otherwise, subscribe to the Moshcast, where you can catch me, Wyatt, and some others talk about some music, and also subscribe to this podcast, where you also catch the both of us here, and some others talk about some wrestling, too. And Wyatt, end it off.
Once again, thank you for watching this episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. You can definitely watch this. We took our time machine all the way to 2008 to Armageddon, and definitely stay tuned for next week's episode, as we will be recapping Revolution. Will be taking place tonight in Jacksonville, Florida, AEW Revolution, and definitely stay tuned for next Saturday's episode, which is Money in the Bank 2011, one of the best pay-per-views, the best pay-per-view in 2011, in my opinion. But yeah, definitely I'm glad. I wanted to review this pay-per-view for like months now. So thankfully we are finally able to review it. I know I've had some family over, I've had some family time, but thankfully I'm awake enough to do this episode with Jason. But yeah, definitely tap the follow button to everyone on their socials. Go watch this pay-per-view right now exclusively on the WWE Network, which you can pay $9.99 a month. And definitely everyone wear a mask, stay safe, and keep your heads up.
Alrighty, guys. See you next time, and have a good one.